Ada for calling children's social care on my neighbor when she left her children on my doorstep? Hello Reddit Eyes Plus here. At the time I thought I was in the right, but after my husband blew up at me I'm second-guessing everything. I'm 29F, and my husband 27 and I live in a cul-de-sac where everyone's all up in each other's business. Right from the start I had issues with one of our neighbors. She's the type who lets her kids run wild without a care, but that's not even the worst part. She's got this uncanny skill for talking the neighbors into babysitting for her. Even I, who normally stands my ground, have been roped into it way too many times. Yesterday she came knocking on my door again, so I pretended I wasn't home. She kept knocking harder, and I thought she'd rip the letterbox right off. Finally, I answered. She rattled off a few sentences I didn't quite catch, and then said she'd be back on Sunday. She's got 6 kids, ranging from 6 months to 7 years old. I told her I couldn't, but she said the black cab was waiting for her. I tried to grab her hand to stop her from leaving, insisting I couldn't watch them, but she ran off and got in the cab. I was beyond pissed. After waiting 40 minutes, I sent her a text saying if she didn't pick them up in 10 minutes, I'd call child services. No response. I called her, and she didn't pick up the first 2 times but finally did on the third. I told her the same thing, and she tried to tell me it was too late for her to come back because she was out of the city. She suggested I drop them off at Jennifer's, the 68-year-old lady with health issues living across from me. I repeated that if she wasn't here in 10 minutes, she'd have to pick them up from child services if they decided she was a fit mother. She cursed me out and said I wouldn't dare, but I did. In the moment, it felt like she was baiting me. After phoning child services, I sent her a text that it was done. She called back threatening to murder me if it was true. So I sent her a video of child services picking them up. The police were there too, as they often tag along in such cases to ensure nothing criminal has happened. They asked a lot of questions about the mother. Last night, my husband and I had a huge fight. He was in foster care and he called me a right cow. He said I should have declined at the door instead of waiting 40 minutes before calling child services when the mother couldn't reasonably pick them up in 10 minutes. He said I had other options, like not opening the door or running after her and putting the kids in the cab instead of giving silent consent. He also accused me of doing it on purpose, pointing out that the mother suggested Jennifer as an alternative, so why hadn't I done that? I argued that I wasn't comfortable handing over kids to a third party, especially an elderly lady with health issues. Good manners dictate you don't dump 6 unruly kids on someone's doorstep for a few days. My husband countered that once I dropped them off at Jennifer's, it would no longer be my business, but something between the mother and our other neighbor. He told me that anything bad that happens to those children in care is on my head, and then shared horror stories from his own time in foster care and what others he knew experienced. I haven't slept much, and my husband left for work without speaking to me. Now I'm wondering if I should go back to child services and explain that I overreacted or that it was a misunderstanding. I want to find a way to make it up to those kids and get them out of there. I had no idea foster care could be that bad.